Well, hello, dear friends. This is Lynn with Double J Farms. I hope you all are doing well. I'm actually making this video for Jeremy. So today we are going to make a batch of homemade pickles. And so we wanted to just bring you along as we go through this process to just share it with you. You all know that we enjoy canning and preserving. And so we wanted to share this recipe with you, and so hopefully you'll enjoy the video, and you may even want to make a batch of pickles for you and your family. But I would like to say a very special thank you to our dear friends that gave us the cucumbers that we will use today for our pickles. And also I would like to just ask, if you will, please say a prayer for Jeremy. The original plan was that me and him and the boys would make the pickles together today, but he's not feeling well, so just bear with me. I'm going to try my best to do a good job on this video and to just share with you how you can make your own pickles. Okay, I have laid out on the counter all of the ingredients that we will need today to make our pickles. So, of course, I have the cucumbers, I have the apple cider vinegar, our glass jar, and I also have in these small containers pickling spice and alum. So this is what you'll need for the recipe. And so the first step, I'm going to wash the cucumbers just in plain fresh water, and then we will pack them in the jar. Okay, so I'm just filling a container. I put some of the cucumbers in this plastic container. I'm running just cold water in on them. I'm going to wash them real good, and then I'll bring you back when we start putting them in the jar. Okay, so now I have our cucumbers that have been washed, and what I did, I actually run them through like 2 separate baths of cold water to just make sure that we get any trash or dirt off of the cucumbers. And then I have washed our jar out, and so we are ready to start packing the cucumbers now. Okay, so I have our pickles put in the jar, and so I tried to just place them in the jar where they would fit as closely together as possible. So this is a 2.5 gallon jar here that we are using. So you can see the pickles are packed in the jar. So the next step will be to add the ingredients for the solution. Okay, so earlier I did forget to have out the canning and pickling salt, but we will also need that to go into the solution for the pickles. So what I have here in the first container here, I have, this is alum, then we have our pickling spice here in the center, and then this is our salt in this container here. So the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of salt, 4 tablespoons of pickling spice, and then 4 heaping tablespoons of alum. And so that is what I'm going to do now. And so keep in mind, like, we are using a 2.5 gallon container, and so I will be adjusting the measurements of the ingredients based on that, because the 4 tablespoons of each, that is if you were going to do a gallon jar of pickles. So again, you would need 4 tablespoons of the canning and pickling salt, 4 tablespoons of the pickling spice, and then you want 4 heaping tablespoons of the alum, and that would be per gallon container. Okay, so I'll hold the camera up over the jar, and down to the side you can see where the alum and the salt and the spices has just fallen down into the jar. So what I put in here, since this is the 2.5 gallons, I put the 10 tablespoons of salt, 10 tablespoons of pickling spice, and then 10 heaping tablespoons of alum. Okay, so the next step is we are going to take our apple cider vinegar and fill the container. Okay, so here you can see I actually have 2 gallons of the apple cider vinegar that I'm going to just pour in the jar over top of the cucumbers and the other ingredients that we just added. Okay, so here is the finished product. I'll show you a picture from above and then let you kind of see down the side of the jar. So we have in here our apple cider vinegar. So it ended up that I only needed to use a gallon. A gallon was enough to fill the jar. And then we have the pickling spice, the salt, and the alum on the inside. So now what we will do is we will just seal the container. I'm going to mark it for 90 days out. And so after the cucumbers have set in the solution for 90 days, we will come back and split them, cut them rather, and then mix them with the sugar at that point. And you will have some delicious homemade pickles. Well, thank you so much for watching our video today, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you have maybe been able to learn something, and I encourage you to make you a fresh batch of homemade pickles if you've never done that before. And so the recipe again is just very easy. For a gallon of cucumbers, you'll use 4 tablespoons of salt, 4 tablespoons of pickling spice, and 4 heaping tablespoons of alum. And then you'll add that in your jar and then just fill the jar with apple cider vinegar. And then you'll let that set for 90 days, and then you'll come back and you'll slice your cucumbers and you'll mix in with sugar. But we'll have a second video that will walk you through that process. So again, just thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to like our video. If you've not subscribed to the channel, we will welcome you to do so. And again, just thank you to all of our friends who continue to support us. And so in closing, you all know the line. So keep loving on folks, keep serving folks, and most of all, keep bragging on Jesus. So we appreciate each of you. Thank you so much.